Welcome to this week's Listen and Learn segment. I am Brian, the Mediator here, and this is the Listen and Learn segment. I'm here with Julian, and Jolie, and she will be talking about the arts. Now, you are a painter, and you sell your artwork, you promote it. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what type of painting you specialize in.
Thank you for having this for everybody.
Yeah.
My name's Jolie Barb, and I'm a painter. I've been a painter since I was 13 years old, and I grew up here in Youngstown.
Okay, good.
And my first time I started painting was when I was 13, and
you've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, ever since. I just love it.
The reason why I feel this interview is so important is because the arts, they're starting to get rid of some arts programs. Mm-hmm. So tell us, why do you think art? I was an art fanatic when I was a kid. Art actually saved my life in the military. Why do you think arts painting is so important?
I just can talk about for myself.
Yeah.
The story of art for me and painting is it's something that I can go to and just immerse myself in and feel connected to the higher power that's within me.
Yeah.
So it's really important for me, and I learned a lot through the schools that I went to, and they promoted that, they encouraged that, and it just really helped with that rounding, looking forward to learning. So I've always applied the arts with other things in my life because of that's the way that I think. I'm a creative person in all things, and
so it's like a therapy kind of like thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's your freedom, that's your spot.
Yeah.
When you have, especially when you're teaching a class or you're talking to kids, how do you decipher the kids that are going to be the artists, or can you tell as an artist?
I can tell, as being an artist is always being a child at heart, I believe, for me. And when I see a child, when they're interested in painting, it's something that they feel good about, or they look forward to coming to class, or they're laughing, or they're smiling, or sometimes you'll see a child that'll, he doesn't want, okay, here's my line, and I'm out of here. He doesn't maybe have that interest, but there are children that just they love to be able to take what's in their mind and then manifest it out onto some type of form, whether it's sculpture or painting or drawing, and then they can feel good about themselves, and there's different stages of that.
Different stages.
So
I've noticed in the performing arts that some kids they don't see it as useful, where they're very skilled, but they may not take themselves seriously. But later on in life, they'll be like, "Oh, I missed an opportunity." They'll give you a call. So does that happen a lot in painting as well?
Well, with painting, the more you do, the better you get. The more, there's different venues or ways to do it, and I think it's just that you have to be able to, for me, I have to find things that feel good. Okay, I want to do that today. That's a yes. All right, so, and I make sure that wherever I live, I have a studio where, whether it's in my kitchen or my dining room or the garage, somewhere that I have it set up and ready to go, because that's one of the things I've heard from people that'll see my work in a gallery. I had my work in Southwest Florida galleries because I lived there for a while. I just moved back here, but they'll say, "Oh, I can't even draw a stick figure," which are the adults. They'll say that when they see my work, And I'm like, well, that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Me either.
Yeah, there's a
You know?
there's a recipe for art.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people don't know. It's all about. It's like a chemistry.
Yeah.
You go in there. You may do one square at a time,
Yeah.
or you may do where they do the oil paintings, and you'll step back and you'll see the piece come together. So what type? We covered all the basis of it. I wanted to get into the business of art,
Okay.
because a lot of people, they don't know that artists have to grind. You have to grind. You have to network. You have to show. You have to put your work in front of people. So how has that been for you since you've come from Florida here? Have you been able to meet and network and get your art in front of people?
Well, this is absolutely my first opportunity to do that.
Oh,
So,
wow.
other than my social media that I put my artwork on, just newly back here since November.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just wasn't sure which way to do it. And
Yeah.
then I was just really blessed. I feel like it was a divine thing as well. Like to be able to find a comfort way, like to where would I go to show my work? And like, this is just the first opportunity.
You believe that there needs to be more places for artists.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I don't know if people remember the 80s, they would have street dancers. They would have, and the movies were so vibrant. Now they've got all the graphics, but there was a lot of art, a lot of people writing, illustrating.
Yeah.
There were people doing things that you'd probably never think of with their time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that arts actually saved America because you had music, you had the Woodstock, and so you're one of that piece of the puzzle now where you're saying, hey, people, give us more venues, to show our stuff. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, back in the 1930s and 20s and 40s, the cities would pay for artists to come and do murals.
Oh, yeah.
In order to to excite the people and inspire the people who were working.
Yeah.
And so they would give them like a certain amount of money and a place to live.
Wow.
And then they would do murals. So that's why
Yeah.
you see them in New York City. You'll see all these murals
Yeah.
everywhere because they would have a league of artists to inspire the masses. And
Yeah.
that would be great. I mean, everyone that I've ever run into in this town of Youngstown, they're like, there would be great if there was an arts thing, and so. Yeah, I always have that.
We've had some
image
good.
in my head.
Youngstown has had some very talented people come
Yes.
through here, dancers, and they always say that it's hard to keep their location because of rent. They have so many problems with the financial aspect of it. Then on top of that, you have to find an audience. I don't know if you've been to some of these facilities, but if you go inside, the artwork is unbelievable, especially the Dior. I don't know if you've been in there, but they have all these chandeliers. These are all done by artists, So the last question I want to ask you before we get into our question segment for everybody else is now. You're an artist at heart, okay, and you're a mother.
Yeah.
So how, and on top of that, you're a lady. So they always ask this question of, because there's a ton of female artists out there who want to share their artwork. What advice would you have for these kids, these teenagers, and these people? Some of them are afraid. They don't want to get in front of people. They're afraid. So tell us a little bit. What advice would you give them?
So for me, the fear, knowing that there's a fear and that it's not real, and to just go through. It's like I have an image in my head right now of like maybe because of the light. There's a piece of paper, and like how the football players run through it.
Yeah.
Just go, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. That's amazing.
Do it, and get feedback from it. I mean, and be open to it, and know in your heart like that's who you are. And sometimes people say things about people's work, and
the way it
my
is.
saying is this: what other people think about me is none of my business.
So how can people get in touch with you, and how can they find your artwork, especially if they want to contribute and buy some of your pieces?
Okay, well that would be wonderful. And I have an Instagram, so it's artist Jolie Barb, JolieBarb, and so you can find me there. I post my photos there, or my email is joliebarb, JolieBarb @icloud.com.
Okay, and I do hope you post some in the store so I can put some pieces in. Will you post some in the store so people want to come? She will put some in the store, 5648 Morgan Street. Some of her pieces will be in the store. If anybody's watching, they want to come to the store and see her work. If you come across some money, you may get your income tax, and you want to put some pieces in your home. She has some beautiful pieces. I'll show slideshows of them during the interview. Thank you so much, Jolie, for coming on.
Thank
And
you, Brian.
thanks for coming on. Thank you. We'll be right back here in the Mediator. Me, Brian West. Thanks, Jolie, for coming on. We'll be right back.
Tune in and don't forget to subscribe to Method 8 Inc. YouTube channel. You can also watch free public entertainment. And don't forget to show some support by visiting www.method8inc.com by buying something, clicking something, watching something, or just reading something. You can also sponsor a program as well. That's www.method8inc.com. Buy stuff, watch stuff, or read stuff.
What does Method8Inc.com Media Center have that I need?
Small prints, event consulting, photography, business consulting, technical consulting, entertainment consulting, fundraising advice, event videography, movies, news, publishing, media, books, entertainment, acting, broadcasting, public relations, access to the visual and performing arts, ink and black ink refills, audio recording, graphic design, theater, minor computer and cell phone repair, and they're located at 5648 Market Street in Boardman, Ohio from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. every Monday through Friday. The list goes on and on.
Method8Inc.com. Buy stuff, watch stuff, or read stuff.
Oh yeah! And yes, we are chipmunks.
Have no fear, fellow citizens. The Mediator is here.